All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, yahawahshi, for wisdom and understanding. The gospel is truth. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS Great Millstone. Tell us the truth for the gospel of the kingdom. All right, now this video is going to be entitled "The Lord's About to Thunder." All right, because Yahawah, bahasham, yahawahshi, who the world ignorantly calls Christ, he's about to at least outleash hell upon the earth, man. Specifically over here in Babylon, man. Alright, matter of fact, let's get right into the lesson. Alright? Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 16. I'm going to get 17 and 17 and 18. Alright? Straight into the lesson. Alright? Of course, by the time I have to do the lesson, the damn lawnmower has to come by. Alright, but hey, that's my luck. Hey, all praises to y'all, bahasham, yahawahshi. Alright, let's see. Yep, Revelation chapter 16. I'll start at actually 16. And he gathered them together in a place called, in Hebrew tongue, Armageddon. That's talking about in the Middle East. Okay, that's going to be Yahawah is going to meet them over here. It tells you that. It's 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, man. It goes into the whole battle that's going to happen over in the Middle East, okay, with the giant spacecraft and all the Esau and his military is going to be fighting Yahawah over in the clouds, man. All right, in the chariots. All right. 17, and the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, "It is done." And there were voices and thunders and lightnings. And there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth. So mighty an earthquake and so great. Alright? Now that's talking about the ICBM nuclear missiles. Okay? That you read about in Revelation 9 and 16 and many other parts of the scriptures. Alright? The voices, thunders, and lightnings, which I'll get another precept on that in the Apocrypha. And that also proves that the Apocrypha is part of the Bible, just in case anybody still isn't convinced. Which, truthfully, if you're not convinced the Apocrypha is part of the Scriptures, then you don't believe in the Most High. It's that simple. All right? Clear as day. All right? But anyway, to prove it real quick, let's go to 2nd Ezra. I actually want to read from the 16th chapter. I want to start at the 3rd verse and read all the way down to 18. A lot of people outside today. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16. I'm going to start at verse 3 and read to 18. A sword is sent upon you, who may turn it back? A fire is set among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you. And what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood? Or may one quench the fire and stubble when it have begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a mighty archer? And that arrow is talking about an ICBM nuclear missile, okay? And, which you can actually read about that. I believe that's in the book of Jeremiah, the 31st chapter as well. 30th chapter, 13th chapter. Well, truthfully, all over the scriptures, man. All right? Let's see. It says, "The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and what is he, Slakia, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid?" And that's where he got the name of the video. Remember that ties into Revelation 16, 17, and 18. Okay, I'll read it again. All right. He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder out of his presence? Now let's stop there for a second, because if you've seen the movie War of the Worlds, I always like to reference that movie. Okay, if you've seen that movie, remember the tripods? They basically had their the lasers at the side, and it tells you that in the book of I believe that's what was it? Habakkuk, I believe it is, in the scriptures. Actually, I'm gonna check real quick. All right, because it tells you that he had horns coming out of his hands. That's talking about lasers, man. The laser beams. Which, like I said, you never hear that in the church, man, because they, first of all, glory in dealing with them. Just check over here real quick. Right, exact words to word that. Only thing I don't like about these big Bibles is the pages always get bent. That's always sucks. What was I looking for? Yeah. Yahawah. Which I believe it's in Yahawah. I could be mistaken, but I believe it is. I just want to check real quick. Yep, here it is. This is Yahawah, chapter 3, verse 4. His brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hands, and there was the hindering of his power. Okay, that's talking about the laser beams, man. It's lucky I was just reading the next two verses. Maybe I should highlight those too. But the point is, that's just talking about the same thing as 2nd Ezra's 16th chapter. Okay, let's get back to it. The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled. The fishes thereof also, because the Lord and before the glory of his power. Yeah, and that's talking about those nuclear missiles, man. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss. When they begin, slak Yahawah. When they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, and shall not be put out, till it consume the foundation of the earth, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backwards. Even so are the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth, shall not return again. Alright, so the plagues that are going to be sent upon Babylon, which is America, and not just Babylon, the whole world itself, alright? These plagues are never going to return again, okay? Because this is that time that this has to happen, man. Alright, this is going to be the only time where this happens, okay? Yeah, then this is how we prove also reincarnation. Said 17, woe is me, who would deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand and fear, and the beginning of evil. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Okay? And I'll stop there, because truthfully we could highlight more on there. But I think I made the point clear, man. Yahawahshi, hey, he's about to thunder, man. He's about to send these plagues, man. Alright, and you see it going on, man. Alright, you see what happened in Venezuela, I believe it was, right? Yeah, they're still poor to this day, man. Alright, a lot of people died over there because of famine, and they still are to this day. You think that ain't coming here? That was just a pre-trial run, so to speak, from the elite. They wanted to see what would happen over there, so when they bring it over here to America, they know what's going to happen. That's how they do it. They test things, just like with the atomic bombs. They have to test them out somewhere far away from people, right? So they test them over there to see what they're going to be like when they have to actually use it on a nation, okay? And that also goes into Revelation where it says he calls down fire from heaven in the sight of men, all right? And that's talking about Esau's so-called white man and his nuclear missiles, man, and the nukes in general, all right? They test them and then they drop them on nations like Hiroshima and Nagasaki, okay? And then that's recalled in the scriptures, man. The Lord told them about those things. Well, actually, no, he showed them those things thousands of years ago, man. He literally took them into the future, man. All right, to show them. And that's where, he got all the prophecies from, because he saw the things with his own two eyes. All right, but he had to describe them the way he described them, because how was he supposed to know what it was? All right. Let's get Jeremiah, chapter 51, 20 to 23. Thou art my battle axe, a weapon of war. With thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. And with thee will I break in pieces the horses and his rider. And with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee will also break in pieces men and women. And with thee will I break in pieces old and young. And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husband and his yoke of oxen. And with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers. But again, and that's talk about you Rockefellers, man. And then of course, one of my favorites, Jeremiah 51:25, right down here. Behold, I'm against thee, I'll destroy a mountain, saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth, and I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and rule thee down from the rocks, and make thee a bare mountain. Yeah, that's talk about America, man. All right. And to prove that, you will go into Revelation, the 18th chapter. And one of my, the new ones I found, I believe that's Nahum, the third chapter, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I believe it's Nahum. All right. Actually, let's check that real quick, just to make sure. Yeah, Nahum. All right. Let's see any more. Yeah, let's get one more scripture, man. You know, it really ain't much to go into, man. Okay, but the point is, for what you did to the Lord's people, the Lord's going to do that to you, man. Okay, so the Lord's about to bring great destruction for what you done to the children of Israel, which are your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and us confusion of faith, Akim, such as myself. Okay, and truthfully, you destroyed the whole world. Look at the animals, man. Even the animals are committing suicide to try to get out of here, man. You think I'm kidding? Go look it up. All right. Like I seen this one story where there was like 20 cows that jumped off the cliff, man. All right. Because they don't want to live here either, man. All right. Like, damn, it got so bad not even the animals want to live, man. All right. Which I don't blame them. All right. Rejoice over her. This is sluggy. This is Revelation 18 and 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God have avenged you on her. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. I'll get this too. And the voice of the actually, I can't see a word there because I have this sticky note in front of it, so I'll just skip that. The musicians and of the pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by their sorceries were all nations deceived. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all who were slain upon the earth. And that's talking about America, man. All right? And that's it, man. Yahawah, bahasham, yahawahshi is going to recompense America for what it's done to the world, man. All right? Specifically his people, man. Because you read, I always bring out the scripture, Deuteronomy 28:68. It tells you that the Lord's people were taken into hardcore slavery here in America, man. Did that not happen? And who'd that happen to? The Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right? That's who it happened to. All right? Because you are the true biblical Israelites, not those Jews, so-called Jews, over in the nation of Israel. That's why Israel over there is going to be destroyed and it's going to be built back up again on the backs of these Rockefellers. You're going into hardcore slavery, Rockefellers. And you know, another thing is, we know you watch our videos. All right? We know you watch GMS. All right? Or the amount of videos and the amount of channels we watch. We know you governments and you high officials. We know you watch us, man. Okay? Because if not, then we won't be demonized the way we are, man. Okay? Like pretty soon you'll see GMS on the news demonized, man. And that's what's coming, man. GMS was already on this site about, they call us black extremist groups, which we're not. All we're simply doing is reading the scriptures. First of all, this ain't about being black or white. It's not a thing about white versus black, okay? We have brothers who are white, such as myself, all right? Which truthfully, we're Israelites too, even though we will look like Edomites. Through our spirit, we're Israelites, okay? Because the Lord spread out Israel throughout all nations. Okay? So that's why there's such a thing as confusion of faith, because we look like everybody. All right? There's some of us who look like Chinese people. Some of us look like Edomites. Most of us look like so-called Negroes. All right? And that's just the truth, man. All right? So that's why it's not about white or black, man. Yeah, the white man's the devil. The original white man's the devil. And most of these white people out here, but some of them are Israelites. All right? And if you can, the way to know if you're an Israelite, because you really can't trace this by blood, all right? Because the Lord spread us all out so much. If you believe in the scriptures, then you're an Israelite. It's that simple. If you can believe in everything it says, then you're an Israelite, no matter what you look like. Okay? And that's just the truth. That's just facts. Okay? But anyway, I just want to do the quick video going over that, man. Because Yahawah, bahasham, yahawahshi is coming back, and he's going to bring pure death and destruction on this place. All right? So the best thing you could do now, all right, is to get ready, man. All right? Because we've been warning people for years. Our apostles, they've been warning people for 30 plus years, man, on the street corners. Millions of people have came past our teachers, man, and heard with their words. Millions of people, man. I say tens of millions, man. Maybe even 100 million people, because they used to teach over in New York City, man, for years. And you know how crowded that place is. Millions upon millions upon millions of people have went past our teachers, okay? And they've heard us, man. They've heard us cursing out Esau. They heard us telling them their judgment, and they also heard us prophesying about the future prophecies, man, which that's the most important thing, okay? So when that comes to pass, you can't say we didn't tell you, because we did tell you. You heard us out there speaking about these things. So when it happens, remember, we told you it was going to happen, okay? But anyway, with that being said, all praise to Yahawah.